You only have to ask any psychologist what type, how emotions affect people's health.
Right. See it firsthand, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Does it make sense actually? Like there's also the kind of meditation I do is it focuses on self-diagnosis through the subtle system, the sympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
And so it's easy to define the two basic types of people, whether they're right-handed and or left-handed. Like right-handed people are all action and future oriented, so they're trying to like make plans and control everybody so that everything happens the way that they
That's totally me.
plan. Right? And then that's one kind of illness is associated with it, and then the other side, the left, is the who is sort of more, and the right is associated with the future, and the left is associated with the past. And so the left side of people are more depression and so that what wrong in the past, or lost loved ones and lost relationships and stuff like that. And so that brings more depression and that sort of thing. Where the right is more heart and kind of ailments. And then we use the elements of the earth to calm these things down. So if you put an ice pack on your liver, it'll make you less right-sided.
Are you all clear?
Yeah, I'm still basically in line with you guys, slightly back towards the respawn, but I'm gonna work that right side when you guys are ready.
Let's cross over here and work that side with him, actually, Liv. So
that.
Yeah.
So we don't die, yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Hey, we plan, God laughs, right?
I don't know where that is. Creep, you got eyes?
Yeah, I think it's coming to the right from the right side.
Copy.
Yep. Launch some fire.
Okay, I'll burn it.
Nice. I'm gonna stick a rocket in that right-hand room.
Frag out!
You
Frag
the
out!
hot one.
Nothing. Got nothing. Coming to you. Left the car.
Look out!
Grenade!
How about as soon as your sentry goes down, we'll breach? Put up. That's the problem.
Shit!
That left versus right talk reminds me of this thing I heard from Jordan Peterson. He was talking about how we need, kind of in America, I think, is what he was talking about, how we need to return more right of center or whatever politically, because there's such a strong left wing
I need a sec!
imbalance in the country, I suppose, socially, and both sides have become so highly polarized. But he kind of put like general human characteristics into the right versus left, rather than it being a political idea, and everyone being at their throats, that we all kind of have right versus left tendencies, and we should all kind of work together on that,
Yeah, that's
Nobody
right.
is one or the other, and it's kind of, he put it in really simple, elegant words. He's good at that.
Yeah.
so not ready.
I don't like going down the path of politics because it's nothing to draw examples from because there's just been so much corruption and whatnot in it in the past and lies. But what is still right, of course, because if we have a dialogue with each other, we can both. Because most people really want the same thing. It's just that if we stay too separated with the left and right concept of politics, then we'll never be able to unite to fix things.
Right. What's going on now, kind of?
A lot of division in the country, isn't there?
Yeah.
My ex-wife and I were talking. Go ahead, Liv. I'm sorry.
I was going to say a lot of it has to do with just getting a firm grip on what reality is, too. There's a lot of denial on what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of political lines flying around in the media, People audition to think that when they see something, it triggers them to say, oh, that's all the bloody right wing's doing, or that.
For my team to come.
Get moving! Spread the fuck
Probably
out!
cut off there, but I was just saying, we've got to be careful to avoid the rhetoric, because it's designed to make people think a certain way about a certain trigger. But really, it's not based in fact. Because the moment you start looking at it at a deeper level, it just no longer rings true,
Yeah.
I read an article a couple of days ago
about. Say again, Creep?
Well, I read this article. I didn't study it, but I read it briefly, and it was talking about how the cognitive brain, depending on if you're a Republican or a Democrat, how of course that's going to weigh in your decision,
Just what I needed.
which affects your reality of what is going on.
Yeah, that's right. These things do have a play in it, because whether we see ourselves more as identifying with let private enterprise pick it up, and it's just all about competition and capitalistic development, or whether you're more leaning towards a social for the people and that sort of stuff. So but the thing is that both of those systems can work well together, but it doesn't have to be all or nothing, or one or the other.
Right, well, that's the beauty of states and states' rights. I mean, you could have a socialist utopia in one state and a pure capitalist, laissez-faire, free market state next door, and both can experiment with those and work together on what works in each state, and both can build the ideal paradise moving forward on what they've learned from each system. But the way it is currently, there's just too much central power.
Hey, I'm reloading!
We need to let us have our state power back, really, I think. That would be a big solution to this, but... Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know. That's terrible.
I guess I'm wrong. It's probably not the solution, then.
Judging by the game results.
The feedback. Surgeons don't like that.
Come on then!
Say, you need a strong central federal government to fight China in World War III.
They're just ahead!
States can't do it alone.
There won't be any more world wars.
'Cause there won't be a world like it is to fight over, right?
No, it's just my prediction.
I guess there really can't be. I mean, given the technology we've got now.
Oh no, that's not the reason, but I think it's it gets complicated to try to logically explain this part, but just a thing. I'll say
Well,
for now.
What about the UFO sightings above nuclear warhead bases? That's always been a fascination of mine. I feel like they've intervened and stopped this from happening over and over.
Yeah.
Than has someone. Maybe they're just a breakaway
was.
civilization, another human race or something.
Well, that's highly likely with the black budgets and stuff that's been going on for the 70 years plus.
Right.
you know, at what point does it happen that, you know, say you invented a anti-gravity drive or a bloody cold fusion reactor or whatever, you know, you can't tell, and as opposed to say inventing a microwave and then sharing it with masses, if it, you know, doesn't have that much military application, even though it does as a weapon, of course, too. But sharing the microwave with the masses. But then what happens when you develop these higher powers, things like that I mentioned, you know? You can't just sort of say, all right, now we'll destroy the petrochemical industry.
It's too disruptive.
Yeah, economically, you know.
Right.
Which comes back to what you're saying, too much central power, because
I need to reload.
the world would be better with it, but
Right.
the powerful ones wouldn't be better off with it. It's been suppressed, and it comes to that point where, at what stage can you ever release any of that stuff to the public? Because then they say, well, you guys have had this stuff for 30 years now, and you've been just hanging to dry. You know, the ramifications would be pretty immense.
Throwing frag.
It's got to be on the horizon.
Especially around energy production.
New mag
There's
in.
two recent patents for an EMP shield and a mobile cold fusion device, something that's big enough to fit into a container, stick it on a battleship. And it would be good, except that, you know, how we talked before, systems. The patent office has been holding back advanced tech for a long time, coming from the people. Those patents actually weren't going to make it through, but then someone from the Navy actually said, oh yeah, no, it's through this match our research as well, and you got the patent through. The EMP shield, I think it was. The other one's still yet to be approved, the mobile cold fusion.
And we'll all have access to that data. Look at the technology using the patents, right?
Well, not necessarily, because at the moment it's really looking like it's going to be sucked into the military machine, so we probably won't get access to it for, you know, ever maybe. No. It's there, and it's a lot closer than it was 10 years ago, because the patents are public now. Time travel is another one. How would you say to the people, oh, by the way, fly to Mars, we can time travel there or something, you know?
Right.
Reloading. Okay. I'll frag it! Get away from it! Yo! New mag!
Coming in, Rock.
Copy. Downstairs.
I'll stay on the second deck.
Roger that.
Nice one, we got Alpha! It's clear, I'm up!
Good work, man.
Come on! Here's my ball! Back! They're Alpha!
Okay, I'll burn it!
Yo! New mag!
Coming from behind.
The frag!
Rock.
Roger.
Loading!
Thanks, Creepy.
Ah, shit! Ah, shit!
Two more. Two more out front.
My last man here.
They're here! Take it after!
IED, that's it.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, God.
Counterattack's over!
Well, that's my last bag. I'm gonna have to
Everyone,
fall
all
back.
right.
Yeah, yeah! Good to go! Ah! Fuck! Some dickhead shot me!
Alright, that was nicely done.
Yeah, good to go!
We needed your help, Creepy. That's we got good now.
Three's better than two.
That's it, yeah.
You guys don't mind if I put this? I'm actually video and audio taping this for my YouTube channel.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Over here! Fire and frag!
Some of that stuff we were just talking about with the... Yikes. He didn't weapon bash me, that guy.
I'm loading! Whoa, hey! Just a sec, reloading!
What's your YouTube channel name?
It's Creepy847. Rock.
Same as your in-game name, is it?
Rock, I didn't hear anything in that last transmission.
Yeah, me either. Did you say same as your in-game name? Creepy 847 or Creepy 47? Did you say?
Oh, no, same as the name, Creepy847.
Ah, I reckon we should move up another level.
I need to
Oh,
reload!
it's just you and me, man.
Got to go this way, Rock.
Well, I've got an RPG, so we could, if we can get to this first wall here, we can take it out from here.
Okay, Raj. I couldn't go around that. I kept telling me I was...
Cover fire, please.
Hello! Hey!
You can shoot it from there. Just grab that RPG. See where it says the beam point? Just hit the wall.
To the left of the Bravo, right?
Yeah. On the right, actually, of the right of the wall.
Where's that shot coming from?
It's in the street, I think, mate.
They're definitely shooting you from Bravo.
Okay, that'll be
Whoa!
it. There's usually a couple in that room too, just in front of you there. He's gonna frag it. Waste. One up on the balcony. And one on the landing in front of the cage too. On the same level as you across the window there on the right, see the right, the V point there? Nice.
So, Rock, where do you want me to shoot that RPG at?
If you go back out the front, the way you came in, those
Okay.
stairs, you can get a shot on it from there. Just hit the wall.
Oh, shit. I didn't think there was anybody in there.
Sneak.
Cleared it. Duck in.
I had a conversation, Rock, with someone yesterday speaking about, could this situation be a way that they could kind of change the way we're living our lives? Like almost like a reboot of how society interacts with each other. And
That's precisely what I think it is.
oh, really?
Yeah. I actually watched the video on YouTube that inspired that idea. I was just talking with Rock about it earlier. It's from Truth Stream Media. It's about the rituals that secret societies use to bring in new members. And they'll isolate you, and then masks are involved somewhere in the ritual where you let go of your old identity and lay a clean slate for a new identity within the group, and it redefines your whole world and outlook and everything so that you're aligned with the belief system of the cult. So I don't know, it's just, I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, I'm just saying there's parallels, and that's what's interesting about it. There's more than I can remember, but it's True Stream
It's
Media.
interesting parallels there. But I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be a conscious awakening where we might get some control back or better systems in place that aren't so focused on just helping the top heavy ones rather than the.
Well, to your point on that, we are gathering data from like all the local medical centers, and basically everybody has to work together to create solutions for this virus pandemic, and that kind of is restructuring things. As far as gathering information goes, it has to come from the bottom up.
I'm reloading.
And if the information's having to come from the bottom up, hopefully a lot of the solutions to other problems, not just economic, but global issues are addressed from the bottom up.
Yeah, well, that's right.
There's definitely a difference between like what the world wants and what the news wants. I think that's
Yeah,
an important thing.
That's right. It's just programming is not the news. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't programming, it would be like tiny bit of news and stuff about death and separation and all the opposite of what's
Productive news.
unity and love and everything. It'd be like fluctuating between 60% negative stuff and 40% positive stuff and vice versa. It's not. It's like overwhelmingly, constantly negative.
Yeah.
It's not just that drama sells more news. It's because it's self-fulfilling prophecy, self-reinforcing.
Hey, I'm loading up.
People in
Friendly down.
low vibration emotional states, then they're going to do unreasonable, unloving things. Because love and reason are high vibrational states.
I guess it creates an unnatural normalcy bias towards stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh, it's normal to like slap this hoe or whatever. I don't know what people do, man, but
No, but it's like it's normal to see car accidents and death. Yeah.
That's a little better
Like,
example.
remember a time when there was, we didn't even know what was going on the other side of the world, and we hear these things like, there's been a mudslide in bloody Zimbabwe, something, and we can't do anything to directly help. So all it does is make us feel hopeless and sad.
Cover me, goddammit!
You can say prayer and everything, of course, but like I said, why do we need that in our consciousness at all? Even it's not helping.
We don't need it. No, we don't need it. That's for sure. It's not our area. It's not our responsibility.
You all better not be dead! Okay, I'm on Alpha! Dead, you piece of shit! On your knees! Thank you! Now I know. Look, dummy, just give up! Push out!
Let's work.
There's one downstairs.
Yes,
Target
come on!
just walked in. He's still up. I know, got it. Thank you.
Hey, I'm reloading!
Knew it was coming.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place.
Are we still defending, Liv, or what's up?
Nope. Gotta go blow that cash.
Liv, I think there might be one on the second deck.
I think so too. No visual. Oh, there he is. Another one. Same spot.
I'm gonna push up against that wall and throw a frag on that deck.
Copy that. Covering fire. Nice work. Coming down the stairs. Can't hit him at the same time. There you go. Fatal leg shot.
I'm checking this building.
Copy that. Sweet. Reaching. Heading up top.
On my way. On my way.
Clear.
Oh, what a mess!
Inside building, first deck. Second deck, I'm up.
Explosive is out!
Nice one! Relax, we got this.
And we're all resupplied.
Ah, let me load!
I might have to head off soon. I'm thinking about changing my, giving my missus a bit of a surprise visit. Oh, maybe not. This business on.
Business on.
Yeah,
Got an ammo box in here, guys.
sweet.
Green to green, dude, let's go!
Oh, they got you from behind.
Oh,
Shoot, we had good momentum there for a second. Flanked us.
Yeah. I tried to spray him down, but I couldn't kill him. I was just doing a search just to see if that image had come up. It comes up under maps of consciousness. I've got it. There's a lots of
All
different
right
ones
then,
there
get
now,
ready!
but the one is actually got the author's name. That's how this is for.
Let's do it!
David Hawkins or something. Richard
Uh-huh.
Hawkins.
Ones I saw in image search were pyramid shaped and had purple on top.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm seeing some now that are using the rectangle page shape now as well, but which weren't there when I looked last time. Weirdly enough, the more details about the guy I put into the search, the further down that image goes. And on some searches with maps of consciousness, for example, and his surname, it doesn't appear at all. There's something going on with these searches. I tell you, there's some sort of logarithm that keeps information that
Specific
raises
information from being found.
questions. Yeah.
The more specific you are, for some reason, it's distorting the search results. Because if you're less specific and seeing it more, then that must mean it's the case.
Yeah.
You're omitting it.
Exactly. And I'm finding the same with YouTube too. I had this one particular video that was very alternative sort of stuff, and it had a really long title, and I was typing in like 20 of the 20 words in the title in order, and it came up in the search, ranked at number 17. 17th video in the search. How the hell could that be when you use the exact same title name? All this other lamestream stuff of the opposite view came up first.
Yeah. Stuff has to be force-fed down our throats. We wouldn't accept it any other way.
I'm trying to add you guys to the friends
Anyway,
list.
guys, I might go and do this. Yeah, sure, Creepy. That'd be good, buddy.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with Steam. It's been a while since I've been gaming, so I don't know if you guys can add me. I've got to look at the interface to understand it again. It used to be simple.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm trouble with it. I don't know if I'm logged on at the moment, but now I've got to clear some stuff off my friends list to get more people on, but and it doesn't happen straight away. I've got to like delete a couple and then wait half a day, and then sometimes it shows up overnight, and sometimes it doesn't. It still says full. Is there anything you want to ask me before I go, Wazza?
On the tip of my tongue, but you know how that goes.
Yeah. Oh, it's really nice to meet you, Creepy.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I think I'm going to make some coffee. I'm up for the duration now. But, Liv, are you going to continue to play?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit.
No, yeah, good. Excellent.
Yeah, add me if you can. And my channel is Creepy847 on YouTube. I'll post this video up this morning at some point. But I'm going to make coffee, Liv, and I'll be back.
Okay, man.
Roger.
Nice meeting you, Rock.
I may or may not be on here. I might jump off, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try to catch up with you guys.
When I came on, that was about 2 months ago.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you guys later then. I'm going to make some coffee.
All right, all the best, fellas. Take care.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys.